program hosted by ESPN's Jen Latta and Michelle Smallman all month long on 100.5 ESPN. The Milwaukee Bucks are limping into the All-Star break. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games, and head coach Doc Rivers, after their loss to the Golden State Warriors, said he could tell just how tired the team is.
I thought we were playing on tired legs. You could see that. Hopefully we can muster up enough energy and rest and play this last game before we get our real rest.
Their real rest will come after a trip up to Minneapolis tonight to take on the Timberwolves. Currently, Damian Lillard and Pat Connaughton are both listed as game-time decisions, and Giannis is still out with a calf injury. Coverage will start at 6:30 with the tip-off at 7 p.m. right here on Madison's home for Milwaukee Bucks basketball. And in college hoops, the Wisconsin Badgers are ranked 16th in the country. They head to Purdue this Saturday to take on the 7th-ranked Boilermakers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special. Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Mer.
I'm the cloud from It's
Mister.
It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, the sports fan version of Matt is way more relatable than the sports fan version of Jim Rutledge or me. You're thinking like a radio host, which means a hardcore radio and sports person. Matt's thinking like somebody that has a job doing something else that also likes sports.
That's Matt's whole charm.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
He is Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. Neither one of us are at the Everlight Solar Studio. One, I have a legit excuse. I'm sick. I'm not trying to make everyone else sick. And Matt Hamilton can't drive in snow. Primetime will or shine. He made the drive-in. He is the toughest of us all. Brian, what type is it? What type of vehicle do you drive? Is it a sedan? Is it a truck? Is it an SUV? What do you drive?
Well, I never like to bring up my vehicle on the show because it's not from one of our great sponsors.
Well, you just give us the type of car.
Metro Kia. It is a sedan. It is very similar. Actually, Matt described the car, the loaner car that he's currently driving from the from the maintenance shop. My car is very similar to his. I'll say that.
Okay, so you made it in today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But also, I got to gripe a little bit with one of our teammates, and it kind of sent me spiraling. I popped in this morning. I had to get my bag, and I saw one of our teammates, and he looked at me and goes, "Wow, you look really tired." And I was like, you know what? I thought I was feeling better today. But hearing my voice and having someone telling me I look very tired tells me I'm not back, but I'm back for the show. So I am here. I don't know what happened to me, Matt. Like the second you and I walked out of the Everlight Solar Studio on Monday, and I don't know if you noticed, but the second we walked outside, I got hit with the nastiest, like, teeth chattering chills of my life. And I chattered and had the chills and like the shakes halfway home until my big blue truck from Simmons Chevy in Mount Horeb warmed me up. Now, thankfully, it had the heated seats and a heated steering wheel, and it heated up quickly. But good Lord, if I didn't have that, I might have just froze on the way home. And then I started running a fever for the first time in God knows how long. And I had to chill. I was laying on the couch until I finally made my way to bed and slept. And then I kind of told everyone, I'm probably out because I'm just running down. I felt better yesterday, but I didn't do anything yesterday. And then today, as soon as I tried to do anything, I kind of shut it down quickly. So, Matt, thanks for holding down the fort yesterday.
Yeah, it was good. G did a pretty darn good job subbing in for you.
What? Huh?
I already did not
much...
because he's out there spreading lies about me stealing his key card.
Well, and that, that's fine with that. I'm not one to fact check. So
the whole premise of the show was a falsehood and a besmirching of my name.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, you are someone who does like to text to the group chat. Can someone let me up? I forgot my key card. So it's no, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's kind of that was the premise of the show. Things that your coworkers do to that annoy you.
But I didn't steal the key card.
That's true. You didn't steal the key card.
So things that teammates do that annoy me is tell me I look tired and then also accuse me of things I didn't do.
Yeah. Well, if you're in at the show, you don't have to worry about that. And instead, you had to let G potentially besmirch your good name. So at least you're here.
Well, we'll see how that goes. They ask us who do you want hosting, who do you want filling in when you're gone? Not Alex G if he's coming on besmirching my good name.
And Jim, let's not forget
but G at this point.
Jim, let's not forget this isn't the first time G's misrepresented you, right?
This is utterly preposterous that
It is very. I agree. And honestly, with G, there's 100% goes in, but then 80% of what happened came back out. Because it's actually happened when we hosted together. Well, he'll quote me back to someone we're interviewing and then misquote me. And then I have to jump in and be like, well, that's not what I said. It's close. He's the only person in the world you can play a telephone game with. Yet it should not be a telephone game when you're talking to someone. It's usually if I told G or if I told Matt and then Matt told Ryan and Ryan told Molly, who's out with babies, and then she told G. That's how it is talking to G directly sometimes.
Well, we did get
slightly better, Matt. I am just
I think you're still cranky from the cold, and it's okay. It's okay. You probably have not had the best sleep. You're feeling a little rundown from yesterday's show and hearing that, and then hearing that you look tired and could use some rest today. So I understand, and I'm here. And your fans are here to make you feel better. We don't need to bury G anymore. We know that G is G. I mean, just listen to the guy. Of course, everyone's going to assume he's going to get something wrong from time to time. Same with me. I tend to misquote you too, but I also tend to think my way of quoting you is a little bit funnier.
Yeah. And so what is going on here?
Well, we have someone to defend themselves.
Yeah. No, but honestly, this is what I'm not making a show about G. It was a misquote.
Listen, I don't get
an open mic on the show. You're out.
I don't get brought in for nothing. Listen, if I'm getting thrown.
No, you don't just get to hop onto the show. I didn't get a text. Hey, do you want G to come on? The show isn't about Alex G.
Jim, come on. You got to let him defend himself. The game of telephone has to continue going.
All right, well, let's play this quick, and then I got other things to talk about. I got KBN's terrible poll. I wasn't trying to make the show about G. Go ahead, G.
I need to give a public apology to Jim today, because when I got in, I found my ID badge, which is how I started the show. I was angry. I was a little upset. I had to wait in the cold. I found my ID badge under my computer. He had thrown it haphazardly onto my desk, but he did return it. So thank you very much for returning it. I'm sorry for throwing you under the bus.
Thank you.
But you also don't have your badge, and you got to get that figured out.
I do have my badge. How do you think I got upstairs? How do you think I got upstairs today?
You were upstairs today?
Yes.
At what point?
My bag.
Did you return it today?
No.
Okay. Well, listen. Then you got to start bringing it every week. Our group chat pops off at least once or twice a week with you asking to be brought in. So, listen, I'll forgive you, and I'm sorry for making a big deal out of your haphazard returning of my badge.
Thank you.
Great. See you later, G.
Bye.
All right, so now back to the show. Glad we got that out of the way. God forbid. I didn't know it was such a burden for anyone to get any steps in to let me in. God, let's see if I let anyone in ever. Goodness gracious.
Well, we already came around to that. You have the group chat muted, so you wouldn't see it.
I'll tell you now, when I look, if I see it's Alex G, he's just getting left.
Fair enough. Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Goodness. This is why I don't like honestly, this is why offices are annoying. Because if this is even a conversation, is obnoxious.
So Jim is taking yesterday's talking text line, Carlos talking text line question. What are your minor inconveniences in the office? And Jim's just saying, you know what? The entire office is an inconvenience.
Yes, that's
the
my
entire
inconvenience.
Office
People complaining about inane, dumb things is my inconvenience.
But don't you complain about that with the fridge? You literally get mad at people if they put like a
That's
drink.
our fridge.
That
is our Coors Light drink fridge. Why does anyone feel they have any right to stick their disgusting lunch in that fridge? No.
Why do you feel like you have...
And that goes all the way back to Alex Strofe. Like, food does not belong in that fridge. You want to bring your dirty lunch from home, you put it in the fridge we have in the break room for dirty lunches.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree because it's kind of my fridge too. But Jim, you're literally playing exactly like all the little inconveniences of an office they all bother you, and that's what we were asking.
I'm only bothered when people start talking about them.
No. There's more things that are inconvenient in the office than people just talking about things that they're inconvenienced by.
I'm inconvenienced by people being inconvenienced, complaining about complaining.
Jim is inconvenienced by people, period. Come on, Jim.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I only show up for 3 hours a day max, because I don't want to be any more of a burden to you than possible.
No, you show up throughout because you don't want to deal with this.
How selfless.
Deal with what?
You don't want to deal with all the office stuff. That's why you show up at 3:00.
Jim, you know dang well that I love people too much to not want to be in the office all the time. I would certainly take.
But you're not.
Yeah, because I'm not getting paid for the time I'm there just hanging out.
Oh, okay. So if you loved it so much, you should just do it, right?
Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me? You don't do anything for free either, Jim.
What's that?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
I say you don't do anything for free either, dude. The only reason you go into the office is because you get paid as well.
I don't get paid to be at the office.
You have a job at that office.
I don't have to be there. My job is out in the community talking to people who like me.
People like me.
All right, why don't we get into some Packer stuff?
If I'm at the office, I'm most likely at the office
nothing.
making the least amount of money.
Okay, well, this really feels like
a good marketing consultant and salesperson isn't at the office.
Okay.
Matt, you're not riveted.
Let's move forward.
You're not riveted
Let's talk
by
about something better.
The daily routine of marketing consultant Jim Rutledge? You don't find this interesting?
I'm just setting the record straight that I too am not getting paid to be there.
All right.
Okay.
Now we understand the salaries and wages of the Jim, Matt, and Molly crew. And you all know that I must be here to get
Prime
paid.
is the man. Prime is the man of the people. The true man of the people.
Oh,
he drives a sedan in snowy, nasty weather to get there to get us on the air so we can sit in our nice, comfortable spaces and do the show from home. And he's the one that has to be there at the office. He literally does get paid to be at the office.
That's true.
I mean, I live at the office, guys. There's a bed.
He basically does.
There's this board that I'm sitting at. There's a cot right underneath it. It's like, used to be a kennel. Then they let me out. Now it's just it's a comfy, like, Tempur-Pedic cot.
Matt, it's like when you're crate training a dog.
Yes.
Initially, you lock them up at night just to make sure they can't want. But then over time, they learn that's their safe space, and then they can kind of work their way up.
It's a good idea.
Actually, speaking of Matt, I'm going to ask you this question. We can chime in because I want to get to this Packers thing, this KBN question, and Packer Nation just being absolutely insane with their thoughts on Jordan Love and where he ranks from his draft class. It's absolutely, honestly hilarious. / I feel bad for the cognitive dissonance that Packer fans are stretching upon themselves, and we'll get into why Jalen Hurts is the clear number, at least clearly in front of Jordan Love. Yeah, Joe, that's fine. Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, all those are in front of Jordan Love. But I want to, before I get into that, you're a pet owner, right?
Mm-hmm. I have 2 dogs.
You love your pets. Do you want to be the go-to person when it comes to like pet questions? With like, hey, I got a dog, this question, that question, whatever.
Like to random people, like if someone asked me what I do dealing with a dog, or like
because here's the thing, we have a mutual friend, and I'll share the name during the break because I don't want to put him on blast, but he keeps on texting me about the dog, and I don't mind answering questions about like a dog and everything, but I also feel like, how do you want to raise your pet? Because if you want to raise your pet like it's a pet, then you should talk to me. If you want to raise your dog like it's a member of the family, you should talk to Matt. So I feel like that's the conversation I need to have with our friend, because how do you want your pet to be brought up as a pet with clear boundaries of places they can and cannot go and things they can and cannot do? Or do you want them to be part of the family, which obviously part of the family gets to be wherever?
Yeah, that's basically true. And that is definitely more how I run my
So, but do you
animals.
like being that person? Do you like being someone that people will go to? Because I do think raising a pet, like pet raising questions, is like, that is very much something that is, I think, dependent on what type of pet owner you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. I like being reached out to and people asking me for advice, but I also want to be perfectly clear. I am only an expert in curling and would not take expert. Don't assume my advice is perfect unless it's about curling. And even then it could be wrong.
I'm a nut.
But so like, I love giving advice, but you're right.
You're a great advice giver for golf. Absolutely. I've said that.
Yeah,
before.
but that is not my forte. I think I have like a pretty good idea of it, but I wouldn't write down what I say in stone. Most of the time I'm just trying to band-aid my own swing, let alone trying to help someone else. So like, I've just been through the same swing issues most people have also gone through. So that's the only reason I feel like I can give any advice there. But I do like giving advice because I do like helping people, or at least feeling like I can. So yes, but I'm definitely not raise your pet like a pet owner. So I'm not the guy for that.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless talking text line. List is more and Johnny all over this place complaining. Bummer Jim is back. Absolutely obnoxious and such a complainer. Look at that. Jim complaining about someone texting him. Well, Johnny, I appreciate you texting. Jeremiah and Madison chimes in. I'm bothered by office politics. They're as lame as high school. And then TJ from the road says offices are drama cesspools. 844-770-3776. Do you have office drama at your work? 844-770-3776. I don't think we have office drama at our work. I think it's good-natured, dumb things, which is a nice place to be. Like if we have like small little, key card, these sorts of things. You don't have any real drama. Or maybe we don't. I don't know. If we have real drama, I'm not involved in it.
I was about to say, Jim, how would you know? You're not in the office, as we just laid out.
True, but I should say, like, you usually can pick up vibes of drama, and I've been a part of ESPN Madison when there's been conflict or drama.
Ooh.
Long before any of you have worked there. Long before we've been in this building.
Was it Alex Stroh's fault?
Absolutely, obviously. Alex Stroh was like walking office drama. But we know that. Honestly, Alex was probably the last person I actually had a peeve with at the office, because we talked about this. Alex came into the office and had to draw Alex Stroh and be the center of attention the entire time he was there at all times. Remember when he left and acted like he was dying and just gave away pieces of things that he could use at his new office?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a ball pump. Like, take this and use it and remember me with it. Like, I don't want a ball pump.
Here's something you gave me when you were on vacation, and then I give it back to you. Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
These are all real things. Those are real complaints to have. All right, but now that I'm back, I have one real complaint, and I want to talk about it on the other side. Is this over? And I thought Packer fans were smarter than this, but this overselling of what Jordan Love is in his own draft class. Because to me, he is clearly number 4 in his draft class, as far as the 4th best quarterback in his draft class. It doesn't make him not good. We can talk about it on the other side. But Justin Herbert, and this is the thing I want you to think about, Matt, situations. Jordan Love basically walked into whatever the most premier Ivy League developmental system in all of the land could be for a quarterback. And he still hasn't put up the numbers Justin Herbert put up. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone, up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard, so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week, Jonah Kuhn and Jacob Kuhn from Madison Abundant Life Christian. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, basketball, first of all, you guys got to state last year, getting to the state finals. What was that whole road like, Jonah?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Our motto the whole season was Rise to Glory. What better way than to do it at the Kohl Center?
So we're looking back on your time. I'll start with you, Jacob. What is it going to mean to you to have been at Abundant Life Christian for 4 years?
I've been there since kindergarten, actually. Through the years, I've developed really close friends because since we're a small school, you know everyone. You're pretty much friends with everyone. So the close community that we have at ALCS is something that I'll never forget.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is happening now. Find great deals on amazing bonus buys throughout the entire store. Then take an extra $100 off every $17.99 you spend. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $17.99 you spend. See store for details. Or make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month 0% financing. Get in today because these deals won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Yeah.
I used to be down. Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live, not from the Everlight Solar Studio, as primetime Wollersheim the man of the people, the tough guy of the show, the real star of the show, is at the Everlight Solar Studio. And I will say this. Matt Hamilton, I'm going to give you this, as Matt said, his house, I'm at my house. And after the show, I'm going to crush some Coors Light because I already sound like death. I may have burned all the energy I had for the entire show in that first segment. We'll see how that goes. But Matt, full disclosure, I got to Johnson Creek today, and then a gust of wind blew my truck so hard that I almost spun completely off the road that I locked it in a four-wheel drive and said, I'm going back to Madison. So the four-wheel drive back to Madison was fine. But here's how bad the roads were, Matt. I was at the Nike outlet. I could have popped in and perused. And I was like, no, I got to get back because it wasn't the roads were slippery. It was this sort of like wind blowing the snow all over the place. And again, the truck was stable, but the wind was shaking the whole thing that I felt like I was like, I'm just going to take it easy. And then I wasn't as much concerned about my big blue truck for sitting in Chevy once I locked it into four-wheel drive. But I was concerned about morons who would drive a car similar to what you currently have to drive and what Prime is driving, because those cars, there's no way those should be staying on the road.
I mean, the only bright side of those cars is they're not like giant sails like a truck or a minivan or anything like that. So like that's part of it.
Yeah, but I feel like they weigh like half as much.
Yeah, no, they definitely weigh like half as much. They get blown around too. I do not like driving the loaner cars, first of all, because I feel like there's an extra level of responsibility. At least when it's my car, I'm like, one, I'm comfortable in it. Two, I've got all-wheel drive in my little sedan, and I feel like I've got like a fighter's chance in the snow and in the wind. When I'm driving a loaner car, I'm like, it just makes me nervous. I don't want to have anything go wrong, especially with this like crazy driveway I've got. It is less than
give us
ideal.
the description of your driveway.
So I've got a pretty steep driveway. It's not super long, so it's steep there. And I've got a couple like Volkswagen-sized boulders for landscaping that are like along, if you're looking at the house, the right side of the driveway. So if you slide the wrong direction, you're going to deal with a large boulder that will win in any car v boulder situation. And the other side, I've got my mailbox and a fire hydrant. So there's no real like good way to deal with the driveway other than just clean it off and salt the heck out of it.
Yeah, what sort of angle do you think you have on that driveway coming up? Because it is not pleasant.
It's probably like 20 to 25 degrees, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like 45 is just like a crazy exaggeration, but it's pretty darn steep.
It feels like 45.
It does.
I would say 45 because there are times with nice weather that I feel like I'm just going to let go and we'll let Jesus take the wheel. We're just going to see what happens because I can't even hold the brake to not just fly down this thing with good weather.
Okay. Yeah, I will say there's no parking it halfway up. Like you are either going all the way or you are sliding back, and there's no in between. So it's not the greatest driveway for snow. But that said, it's also snow does like to travel downhill. So shoveling it's not really that hard. You just kind of use gravity and use the slope to your advantage and try and stay on your feet.
It is a lot to deal with there. Prime, we had a couple texts come in on the Carbos Talking text line. List is more 844-770-3776. Rick from DeForest says you guys don't know drama until you've worked at a restaurant. That is true.
But both of us worked at a restaurant.
Well, true. I'm just saying in general for the audience, and I was just going to get to Matt. You understand it. Any sort of office drama, and maybe that's why I find it kind of annoying, is that any sort of office drama is honestly tiddlywinks to like restaurant drama. I honestly think that if you tell me you worked at a restaurant, especially on the service side of things, but even behind the line, or if you've done a little bit of everything, then I know that you know how things go. And not like, because like you had to work for tips or people. No, it's just like that's true teamwork. That is true getting stuff done. Like that is true grit. Yeah. Dog. The busser. Dog. The line. Yeah. The dishwasher. Dog. Line. The line cook. Dog. Who am I missing behind this in the back there, Matt?
Oh, I mean, it depends what kind of restaurant you're at.
Just give me some names.
Saute.
Dog. That doesn't sound very dog. Can we give me a real one?
What? They're French names. It's like the French laundry setup. Giannis, that's Campo.
Saute sounds too soft. I can't say saute, dog. Give me something good.
Dude, they are dogs, though. I mean, steak cook? Dog. You got late night chef? Dog.
Yeah.
You got the host?
You got the bartender, you got the server, you got the host, you got the expo. Dog. Food runner, dog. All those jobs suck. So, like, those are dogs. And that is true office drama because that job is so hard and annoying. You're, like, literally on your feet for, like, 12 hours at a time, dealing with customers who usually don't appreciate you, all while walking in the back where it's 10,000 degrees, try not to slip and fall because it's wet everywhere as soon as you go behind those doors. Dog.
Like, it's difficult and annoying when everyone's vibing. But because, like, all of a sudden you'll have the lunch rush or dinner rush and you're slammed busy. Everyone could literally be in their best moods with each other, just vibing as a group.
Yeah.
And you still are annoyed because it's got so much going on. So when you take that like high stress, fast paced environment and then throw some drama in the mix, like I was telling Ryan, I had a head chef that was dating a server and he would try and push the stakes that her server had like up a couple tickets. So like I'd have a New York strip going for ticket 1, girlfriend server would have ticket 3, also had a New York strip, and dude would be like, hey, that New York strip for ticket 1, move it around and give ticket 3 the New York strip so she can take her food out. What? I was like, dude.
No,
she ain't getting a better tip if this food comes out 5 minutes earlier.
Because that's the other part. At a restaurant, everyone is either dated or wants to date or is currently dating. Like the whole group at the restaurant, that is the entire cycle.
It is an incestuous cycle.
Because that's the only place you are. Because that's the only place you are ever.
Yeah.
And then it's the only people that can understand.
At 1 a.m. and they're like, let's go out to the after bar together. And it's like, well, you're just. Remember like 2 hours ago, we were at each other's throats because we were waiting for someone to plate our food. And now we're like, well, there's no one else to hang out with because we're closed. So let's go hang out. And it is a weird.
And you have shared trauma from the job and you have shared it's just a high intensity for all that
it's
window.
Almost like a weird version of like Stockholm syndrome. Or like they're not necessarily your captors, but like they're the ones that are like you have this shared trauma together that's forcing you to like bond. So that's how I feel about you in this show, Jim. I feel like I've got the shared trauma dealing with you. It's like I love Jim, but man, does he annoy me sometimes.
People like me.
Look, if I'm not annoying you, like again, what are we doing? We're not classic. We're not classical music. We're not modern jazz. We're not Muzak. We're here to make you think, make the brain work, get you mad, get you thinking. And I want to get to that with the Packers and the quarterback thing. But Prime, you said the Everlight Solar Studio, the bullpen was a buzz.
They weren't really a buzz. I lied. They weren't talking about us at all. I walked out there. They asked me, why are you smiling so much? And I just went, oh.
Because they don't listen.
Jim Rutledge.
People like me.
Guy makes me smile.
Listen. Well, I mean, look, Prime is the star of the show today. Matt and you and I are just screaming at the clouds if Prime doesn't drive in today.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
My kids would get this show if
they'd be like, Dad, you need to chill, and you should chill with a Coors Light, the beer made to chill.
I mean, at the Everlight Solar Studio, there is a clay-formed Coors Light for my oldest daughter. So, yeah, they know what's up. They definitely know what's up. They also know, hearing Uncle Matt talk about all the time, Metcalf's.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, I just pulled some chicken from Metcalf's. I've got it in the sous vide because I have to go to curling right after this. It's an idiot-proof method of cooking anything you want for your wife or whoever cannot cook in your life. And I got the chicken at Metcalf's Market. It's going to be great. I've got the produce that I got from Metcalf's Market. and they got all the specialty cheeses I'm going to need. So if my wife wants to do chicken parmesan, or she's trying to do a chicken sandwich or a chicken wrap, I've got all the best ingredients from the best grocery store around. That's Metcalf's Market. They've got a fantastic Valentine's Day program running right now. They got hand-dipped chocolate strawberries, chocolates. They've got an amazing floral arrangement, a sale on a lot of their seafood products, and heart-shaped ribeyes. So go check out Metcalf's Market. Get yourself some Metcalf's rewards so you can save money and bring local home.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
One word captures why so many businesses choose to do business with James Imaging Systems. Local. Local business technology. Local support. Local accountability. Listen to James' client Daniel Bertelson, RE/MAX Preferred CEO.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
Local support works for James' client Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance.
Yeah, things happen. They can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing, likes the local accountability from the James Imaging Systems people.
They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us. They go above and beyond.
Local business technology, local support, local accountability. Get it all from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, with no drugs or injections, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, or exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can lose weight quickly and keep the weight off for good, with an easy-to-follow maintenance plan that includes ongoing personal support. And our program costs half as much and works up to twice as fast than most other programs. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation now.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. This feels like the perfect time of year to share how much I loved my experience working with Madison Weight Loss. I was able to drop 40 pounds in 60 days. You might just love the natural, healthy approach to weight loss, too. Schedule a free consultation at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
at home. Matt Hamilton's at home. Primetime Wollersheim's at the Everlight Solar Studio. Between being sick and this weather, I'm a little bit bummed I haven't had a chance to get to Carbon World Health. It's rare that I'm sick because I have the opportunity to work out at Carbon World Health. And the thing is, I'd like you to focus on the name Carbon World Health. This isn't weight loss, because anyone that knows about fitness and living a healthy lifestyle knows that focusing on weight loss is focusing on the wrong things. You want to be healthy, which means you got to build muscle mass and build healthy habits and talk to someone who knows actually what they're talking about when they talk about GLP-1s. That's why Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez are the only people in the Madison area you should ever be considering to talk to them about GLP-1s or testosterone replacement or even getting in shape. Because getting in shape is not about weight loss. You focus on weight loss, and you're going to start talking about, like, oh, I dropped all this weight. Are you dropping muscle? I mean, we had Jared Allen talk the other day. He dropped 18 pounds when he had pneumonia. He lost a lot of muscle in that time. So you have to have a plan to be working out. So don't just working on losing weight or weight loss. Go to Carbon World Health, where they will focus on getting you healthier, whether that's GLP-1s or hormone replacement or cryotherapy, red light therapy, or obviously they have the gym over in the Madison location. 2 locations, Madison and in Sun Prairie. I'm Jim Rutledge. Matt Hamilton at his abode, and Primetime Wollersheim at the Everlight Solar Studio. I want to get to KBN's poll, and this is actually not any sort of shot at KBN. I was out yesterday, and I saw it on social. I didn't get a chance to listen to their show, so I don't know where they fell on this. But honestly, the results of this are so insane that I had to have a conversation around it. If you could have one QB from the 2020 NFL draft over the next 5 years, who would you pick? And 68% of you said Joe Burrow. 14% of you said Jordan Love. And then it went 11% Jalen Hurts and 7% Justin Herbert. Now, for me, Matt, and then I'll get your rebuttal to this, these quarterbacks are all still young enough that if I'm picking it off of a baseline, that's how I'm going to look at this, not the team. They're all going to get the baseline same situation. Jordan Love is a clear fourth, because all these quarterbacks, you can look at what they've done so far in their careers and say, you know what, they're young enough that they are entering their prime, so they'll probably only do better. So Justin Herbert, who has a higher career completion percentage, and he's been starting since a rookie, so he's had the chance to have ebbs and flows in his career. He's had 4 head coaches and 5 offensive coordinators. He's still 41-38 as a starter, which is above 500, around the same winning percentage as Jordan Love as a starter. And so he has a longer track record, a higher QB rating, a higher touchdown to interception ratio, or have a better touchdown to interception ratio, and a higher completion percentage with less stability. So that's a clear cut number one. Jalen Hurts, we don't really have to have a conversation on. Jalen Hurts clearly better, and so is Joe Burrow. So that's my Cliff Notes version of why Jordan Love at this point is the 4th best quarterback out of his own draft class. He was born into the best situation a QB could have. That's what everyone is telling me. He basically went to the Ivy League, where he got to sit and listen to the great Matt LaFleur and have the same head coach and same offensive coordinator and develop without all your warts being shown to the world like some of the other guys have had to do. And then he also still has not had the success that they've had. And they're all young enough that they're all entering their prime. So for me, past performance does indicate future success. The way I understand this question would be not based on a team, just equal situations. And so for me, it's really not a discussion. And oh, by the way, if Tua didn't have concussions, I might put Tua in front of him too, but he does, and that's a real thing. So we're going to have to set Tua aside. He's 4th, and I really can't hear an argument outside of maybe he's 3B. He's definitely not 2.
No, I'm not giving him 2 either. The thing with Justin Herbert, like Herbert's probably a better passer of the ball at this point right now. The thing is, quarterbacks aren't all dropped into the same situations. You know that. And sure, you can try and say, oh, if they were, this is my analogy. It is different. Justin Herbert, especially this year, it kind of proved it, has had better wide receivers over the course of his career. I don't think that's a huge reason why his numbers are that much better. And I kind of do think he's 3A and Jordan Love is 3B in this situation. But it's trying to drop these people into a neutral area is totally different. Who knows how it works out if Jordan Love is in Philly with Nick Sirianni in this offense? I don't know if they would have figured something out around his strengths, Or if Jalen Hurts was in Green Bay, would we have gone to a Super Bowl? Is Jalen Hurts that good and Matt LaFleur good enough to figure out how to work around Jalen Hurts? So I agree. Joe Burrow, clear number one. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion, can't argue against it. I agree. Just kind of playing devil's advocate, I think it might be a little closer than you're saying, just because of the talent that I feel like has been around Justin Herbert so far in his career at wide receiver, compared to what Jordan Love has really had for wide receiver guys. So that would be about my only argument for it. But at the end of the day, Jordan Love is fourth right now in this QB draft class, and there is room to grow, but he's not catching Burrow, and we'll see about the rest.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying with Herbert, but to me, that goes out in the wash, because if you have the ability to have the same coach and an offensive-minded coach and learn that offense, to me, that matters so much. And I understand it's a shorter sample size for Jordan Love, but on the reverse, Matt, and you can appreciate this as someone who's been curling for a long time, it's harder to maintain and hold those high numbers. And Justin Herbert's winning percentage is very similar, if not better, than Jordan Love's in a much larger sample size with much less stability. And also to be able to have the higher completion percentage, the better touchdown to interception ratio, and the higher QB rating with that instability with the coaching staff and over a longer period of time. That's why I would put it as Jordan Love as the 4. I won't say I'll give you maybe clear-cut 4 is a bit bombastic, but he's 4. Could he change? I'm not saying it's etched in stone. Could he change that? Absolutely. But so could Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert now has Jim Harbaugh. And last year, the Chargers were viewed as a team. They won the same amount of games as the Packers, but the Chargers are viewed as a team that were kind of having to rebuild on the fly. They were maxed out on their cap space. They didn't know what they were going to be able to have. So to be able to take a later round pick and Ladd McConkey and turn him into some sort of star in year one, I give the credit to Harbaugh and Herbert on that. And so now they have some money and some cap space and some draft capital that he could shoot up. Jalen Hurts now has found, and Matt, you can speak to this, that winner's swagger. Yeah. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a winner everywhere. I mean, the dude is a winner, unquestionably, however you want to break it down. And he's, again, I think for a long time, and I think winning helped Lamar Jackson, I think we also need to understand that Jalen Hurts is a better passer than I think we could probably give him credit for. Just like we took us some time to get there with Lamar Jackson with the running QBs. I think our default is, well, they run because they can't pass. Both these QBs are very good passers. Maybe they're not Joe Burrow with the precise location, but they're a lot closer than I think we think, and a lot closer than they were when they got to the league.
Absolutely. Jalen Hurts looks like the real deal. The size, the fact, like, he dropped some absolute dimes in the Super Bowl, like, no doubt. So, like, for all the doubts that I had for him, proved me wrong. Like, he might be high on my fantasy draft picks for next year just because the guy looks like the real deal. And I kind of hate saying this because I'm not a big fan of Philly. Okay. But it is what it is. I will say, I wanted to make a little point. You were talking how you said it was a big deal that he was in the same, Jordan Love in the same offense. Like, I do really think there's a big thing to do with, like, experience in the league. And Justin Herbert, as we both know, has way more experience in this league more than Jordan Love. Being a bench
when
player.
Justin Herbert arrived, he had a better Justin Herbert's rookie season is better than Jordan Love has done in his entire career.
100%. And I'm not saying Jordan Love is better. I'm not making that argument, but I'm saying Jordan Love, for all intents and purposes, as far as, like, experience in games played, he's in his 3rd season as a starter. Justin Herbert is going into his 6th.
Can I ask you when that stops mattering?
Different.
Because for me, I look
after your second year, it's got to be probably 3. But, like, your rookie and sophomore year, because everybody talks about the sophomore slump in rookies because Stroud. But
that's not Jordan Love.
No, it's not. But I'm telling you, second season, you can give, like, I can find the break there. 3rd season is where I'm going to need to see something happen as a starter. You get 2 seasons of break, and then your 3rd one is it. And it was the Packers' fault for sitting them as long as they did.
So we're on the same page then. I guess what I'm getting at is that if Jordan Love goes out and is the same QB next year that he was the last 2 years, that's who he is.
Yeah, I would feel that way at this point.
And I feel like that's going to happen. He'll get marginally better. And the reason why I feel like that happens is that, and maybe it's my past trauma as a sports fan, but we talk about QBs sitting and we talk about QBs having success. The QBs that have success are the QBs who have been in that same offense and knowing it backwards and forward and knowing where everything is supposed to be. And I understand snaps matter, Matt, and I'll give you this. After these 2 years, but I would say this year is important this last year still counts for Jordan Love. This wasn't some because he's not 20 something years old with only he had more college starts than most of these guys. He had more college starts than, let's say, Caleb Williams had college starts. And then he got to sit for 3 years and learn how to be a professional. So some of those hiccups that you talk about are hiccups in maturity that he got to hide. There is an advantage to being able to hide and not have to be put out there. Jason Wilde, I don't think I'm putting words in his mouth.
I'm sure he'd want to be out there. He wasn't ready, but I'm sure he's
I was just going to say, Jason Wilde will tell you that Jordan Love, if he was out there the first 2 years, it would have been a disaster.
True.
So
but again,
that all needs to be, I get what you're saying. I'm just grading it on a curve that we can't call him a third-year player. Maybe we can't call him a player going into his sixth year.
Yeah.
But he's somewhere in the, there's an adjustment there.
Yeah. He's got so much more experience with the playbook to call him a third year. But as far as experience with game speed and defensive coordinators making adjustments against him before the game because there's now tape on him and then now mid-game adjustments, that's something that needs to be learned in the heat of battle. And after 2 seasons, that is when your true window is up. You're right. He probably does have an advantage there too, because he should have been able to pick up on what Rodgers had to do. I mean, one of the best dudes to read a defense and be out there, arguably one of the best ever, is Aaron Rodgers. If you weren't able to learn some of that stuff from him, I would hope he would have been in a better spot going forward. So you're right. There is kind of a weird curve you have to grade it on. But this year, if Jordan Love comes out with the same stats, I'm with you. This is what Jordan Love is.
Right. We're all on the same page here that we don't know exactly how to grade Jordan Love because he sat for a while, and that is an advantage. But to your point, we don't know where his ceiling is yet.
Yeah.
I guess, so we're on the same page as that. I'm not forgiving the ups and downs of last year based on experience, maybe more on injury. I'd be willing to do it. Mm-hmm. So, again, I think with his age and overall experience, he'll get incrementally better. He's not going to be, I just don't think he's level jumping. I think he's if it's level 1 to level 2, I think he's a level 2 QB and he can move within that level up and down a little bit. I don't see that next level jump coming. But especially now,
it's possible.
I don't think it's coming from him. If they had Devontae Adams, if Tucker Kraft develops into a true top 5 tight end, I mean, your guy Jared Allen didn't even know who he was. Jared Allen knows the NFL. So Tucker Kraft is an ascending player, but if a Hall of Famer who follows the NFL is I don't know who he is exactly. He's not a top 5 guy. Could he get there this next year? Possibly. So Tucker Kraft, I think the players around Jordan Love, which will still then keep him in a tier 2 guy, the players around Jordan Love, much like Jared Goff and Brock Purdy, need to get better for Jordan Love to climb up in that tier 2. For me, tier 1 is a very small group, and that's the group. It doesn't matter who they're playing with. They're going out there and winning. And so and then there's Super Bowls and things like that to account for. Matt, I need you to unplug because we're going to do Minute to Win It.
All righty, I'm out.
All right, as Matt unplugs, Prime, I know you have a something put together here. So what do we have for Minute to Win It?
Matt Hamilton's favorite part of the show, he gets to walk away while Jim Rutledge tells him goodbye. Oh, how nice. Yeah. So did you like the list I sent you today, Jim? What did you think?
I'll be honest, I didn't look at it.
I figured. Yeah. Okay, well, I figured we're talking about playoff quarterbacks. We're talking about Jordan Love, comparing him to Jalen Hurts, guys who are winners. Mm-hmm. Go to Ho-Chunk giving Madison to be a winner. But also, we talk about winners, and that comes in the playoffs. So we're going to go active NFL quarterbacks who have the most playoff wins. And we're going to go top 11 because that's where they all have 5+. Below that, that's when you get to the 4 territory. So what do we think? Matt going to know over under. I want to be a little easy on him with this one because there's a couple on here that I'll give a hint to the audience and to you are active quarterbacks, but they're not active starters.
Okay.
So those would be tough.
Okay.
So I think it should be like 4.5 for this one.
Okay. We hit him hard last time because he was annoying.
We did.
So,
yeah, we got to give him some grace this time.
We'll give him some grace this time. So 4.5 is what we'll do. And then what callers are we doing?
Well, I won't reveal who the number one quarterback is on this list, but this quarterback has 17 playoff wins, if you know what I mean.
Chiefs win. Caller 1 and 7.
Caller 1 and 7.
All right, 844-770-3776. Caller number 1 and caller number 7. You're at least going to get a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. It might even be a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse if you pick the correct over or under. 844-770-3776. Caller number 1 and caller number 7. You're going to get a gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. A storybook ending for Super Bond. Zach Bond capping off his incredible season with the Philadelphia Eagles. The former Badger with an interception on the game's biggest stage off Patrick Mahomes. Winning a ring, not his only flex this season either. First team All-Pro honors, a Defensive Player of the Year finalist, and named a Pro Bowler to go with it. The Pro Bowl incentive adding an extra $500,000 to the pockets. Congrats to the Deer Creek native and Badger legend.
Get Pella windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit Pella at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show February 14th through the 16th.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is happening now. Find great deals on amazing bonus buys throughout the entire store. Then take an extra $100 off every $17.99 you spend. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $17.99 you spend. See store for details. Or make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month 0% financing. Get in today because these deals won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Man, I got this swag. My head up to my back. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag.
Before we get to Minute to Win It, I forgot I was out yesterday. I believe, guys, Matt Hamilton at his home, Jim Rutledge with you at my home. Primetime Wollersheim at the Everlight Solar Studio. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. And you can get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carlos Talking text line. We're going to get to Minute to Win It in a minute. But I saw that, I believe, the Super Bowl was that the most watched Super Bowl or second most watched Super Bowl in a long time? Is that correct? The ratings there?
What I saw is I believe it was the most watched. It was 126 million, I believe.
And the halftime show, the most watched halftime show of all time, passing Michael Jackson. And I think that matters because this isn't just people are watching the game, so of course it's just going to increase year over year. Well, all you had to do is look at it for like a tenth of a second and apply basic reasoning and say, well, Michael Jackson was a long time ago. So if this passed that, it's not like it went higher every other year, because it would have been the highest rated halftime show since last year's halftime show. So truly a performance of note from Kendrick Lamar.
It also goes to show how popular Michael Jackson was back in the day.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was not a false crown for him. It's not like King James. Like, he truly was a top of the game. Not a self-anointed king of pop.
Jim always
like a
finds
self-anointed king.
Yeah,
there's always a dagger to somebody. Somebody's catching one.
Well, I'm just saying.
You love to throw strays, dog. No one's saying that.
Like me.
That's just your MO.
But I'm not wrong.
No,
as you got a nice collection of Jordans behind you.
I do, and I don't think I have any LeBrons back there. Actually, no, I have one pair of LeBrons back there.
I was gonna say, shoe game wise, it's not really even close. Like, I don't know if LeBron's in the top 10 as far as like best shoe out there, but and then realistically, obviously the cultural and the clothing and all that kind of stuff, not there. Not saying LeBron on like the activism stuff he does. I just mean that like Jordan, the shoe was relevant on Super Bowl Sunday because Jalen Hurts was wearing Jordans, the band Jordans, as part of an epic marketing campaign in 2025. That's still the residence of Jordan continuing through.
The Packers quarterback is Jordan Love.
Probably named after the greatest quarterback.
Definitely.
Yeah. Most James are named after me. But all right, let's get to Minute to Win It.
Will they beat the odds
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
Yes, Matt Hamilton, and speaking of big games and guys who perform well in the playoffs, Matt, we got to go through some of the active NFL quarterbacks with the most playoff wins. And we're going to be going with the top 11 players on this list because that's where the nice natural cutoff was for us today. All right, Matt Hamilton.
Playoff wins.
Active quarterbacks with the most playoff wins. Your timer starts now.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is number 1 with 17 wins.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is number 5 with 7.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is number 6 with 9 playoff, or he's number 6 with 6 playoff wins.
Let's go. I guess Rodgers. See if he's on that list.
Aaron Rodgers, number 2 on the list, 12 playoff wins.
Okay. Is Stafford on the list?
Matthew Stafford just making the cut with 5 playoff wins.
Let's say Jared Goff.
Jared Goff also on the list, number 9, also 5 playoff wins.
Joe Burrow got to the Super Bowl once. I'll throw Joe Burrow in there.
Joe Burrow tied with Jared Goff and Matt Stafford, 5 playoff wins.
Matt's just living at the bottom here.
Yeah, right.
He's got the peripheries.
Lamar Jackson. I know he doesn't have a lot, but he's got a couple.
Lamar Jackson has 4, so he's just off the list.
I just got to think of elite quarterbacks that are still doing it. Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is still doing it, sort of. 9 playoff wins.
Oh, wow.
Hey, good job,
rattled
Matt.
him off there.
He destroyed
Where'd you
that.
put me at?
I
You're
got
being nice.
the over-under we set you at today, Matt Hamilton, was just 4.5. To be honest, I didn't think you would get some of the backups who are on this list. Russell Wilson, not maybe a backup next year. People thought
but
he
he
was a backup.
started this year.
He did
He
start
started
this year.
this year.
So you pretty much, I would say you actually got all the starters who are on this top 11. You got Pat Mahomes, you got Aaron Rodgers. Big surprise for me while reading this list. Number 3.
Flacco in there?
Joe Flacco's number 3.
Yeah.
Matt, look at him. Look at him.
Well, when you said backups, it started to jog my memory of some other players that could have done it.
Joe Flacco, 10 playoff wins and 16 appearances, too. So he's above 500. Better than Aaron Rodgers, slightly. Aaron Rodgers, 12 of 22 in the playoffs. 12 and 10, I should say. Then Russell Wilson, 9 wins, 8 losses. Josh Allen, 7 wins, 6 losses. Jalen Hurts, 6 wins, 3 losses. Joe Burrow, 5 wins, 2 losses. Guys, he just doesn't get to the playoffs most years. And then, speaking of backups, Marcus Mariota, 5 playoff wins in 10 appearances.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have got that one.
Remember when
I never
Marcus
would've gotten that one
Mariota
either.
was making playoff games as a starter?
For the Eagles?
Eagles. The Titans.
Just the Titans? That's the only place he ever was?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's
Before he moved?
been with multiple teams, but I mean, yeah.
Huh.
He's a backup, but I can't remember how long.
Maybe he was a
Eagles.
backup for the Eagles.
Yeah, I believe these are only wins as the starting quarterback. Though.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we got Jared Goff, like you said, with 5. Jimmy Garoppolo, 5 playoff wins, 2 losses. And then Matt Stafford, 5 playoff wins, 5 losses. It's funny, Marcus Mariota, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, all 5 playoff wins and 5 losses.
And what number did I end up getting out of that 11?
You got
Was
8
it
of them.
7?
You got
8? Good
8
job.
of them. Yeah, you crushed it.
Finally. I'm glad I got a category that I could actually do well at, because I have been on a serious drought. I bet if you were to go back 15 weeks, I've probably won 2-3 max in the last 15 weeks. So I'm very happy that I was able to rattle one out today.
I agree, because we've lowered the bar so low for you.
We really did.
Yeah, I mean, the 4.5 for this one was, I thought that was
borderline disrespectful.
I'm not going to
you,
complain.
honestly.
I'm not going to complain, but that was like insultingly low.
I'm a nut.
Yeah, but
where did you originally want it, Jim? Because you're tend to be
we
the
honestly
guy.
didn't. We felt bad because we stuck it to you last week, and so when Ryan came in at 4.5, I said, you know what? We were kind of cranky with Matt last week when he was coming in and out of the office, and we tacked on one. So honestly, if you still would have exceeded expectations, I probably still would have set you like a 6.5 or a 7.5, somewhere in that range. Probably 6.5. So you still would have exceeded what I would have set it at for sure. You did really well on that one.
Environment matters. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I was not letting Ryan sitting behind the glass eyeing me up bother me. I could just sit here in my Zen place and just focus.
Well, congratulations. We spent too much time on Matt post-gaming this.
Woohoo!
I feel like we've talked to you more than like reporters talked to like the Chiefs after they lost to the Eagles after they won. So
Chiefs win.
Congratulations on your win. We're going to move on and continue the conversation on the other side. But I do want to thank our good friends in North and South Seafood Smokehouse. Tonight might be a good day to have it. Just go pick it up, bring it back to your house. Otherwise, no bad time to go to North and South Seafood Smokehouse, whether it's in Madison, in Verona, or DeForest. 3 great locations. You can get it delivered. You can have them cater. You can go pick it up, or you can just go eat there as well. All great options at North and South Seafood Smokehouse. Remember, as we talked about earlier, service industry is a grind, so make sure you tip. I'll tell you this. If you're getting something delivered or if you're going to a restaurant or anything, tip extra well today. Tip for the conditions. Matt, I think you agree with that one. If people have to be somewhere to take care of you, you tip, you add a conditions percentage to this whole thing.
I'm going to be honest. Ryan was in my ear.
Sorry about that, Jim. We were talking about other stuff.
Hey, you guys just shooting the crap over there? What's going on?
No, apparently my hoodie's
off the golf?
affecting my sound.
I gotcha. Matt, I was saying that they're good friends in North and South. If you were going to go check out, and I would check their socials to make sure they're open, but if you were going to go somewhere, even to pick it up, or obviously to eat in, or if someone's delivering it to you, you better be adding a conditions percentage to the tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially like if I were to order pizza or go and get delivery for North and South tonight, you got to throw a conditions part into this tip for sure.
But if you're especially if you're going to the restaurant too, like they had to go there to serve you. You add a conditions tip. They're gonna have a long night.
Absolutely. When the snow is falling, it's the season of giving.
That is true. Well, the season of giving sometimes stretches into April in the state of Wisconsin. We'll continue this conversation on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Milwaukee Brewers Baseball on ESPN Madison. Listen to every game this season, starting with opening day on March 27th, right here on Madison's new home of Milwaukee Brewers Baseball, 100.5 ESPN. And we're also the home of Milwaukee Bucks basketball. Bucks back at it tonight for their final game before the All-Star break, as they're coming off a bad loss on Monday night to the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy Butler returning to Milwaukee and taking down the Bucks at Pfizer Forum. Bucks looking to bounce back tonight as they are up in Minnesota taking on the Timberwolves, but they are once again be without Giannis Antetokounmpo as he continues to miss time with his left calf strain. Also, Damian Lillard now questionable for tonight's game with right hamstring soreness. Bucks hoping to limp into the All-Star break and recollect themselves when they get back on the road next Thursday. Heading over to the Green Bay Packers, Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tauscher putting out an article today saying that plenty of rumors indicating that Devontae Adams might want to return to the Green Bay Packers. Listen back to Jason Wilde on Wisconsin On Demand on Wilde and Tauscher, and also listen to him back yesterday right here on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Second hour coming up next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special. Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the problem. It's Mr. It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, the sports fan version of Matt is way more relatable than the sports fan version of Jim Rutledge or me. You're thinking like a radio host, which means a hardcore radio and sports person. Matt's thinking like somebody that has a job doing something else that also likes sports.
That's Matt's whole charm.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly continues. Matt in a costume change there. I am at home. Matt Hamilton is at home. Primetime Wollersheim, the hero of the show, getting us on the air today. Also, I want to give a shout out on the Carlos Talk and text line 844-770-3776. List is more. And I'm going to encourage anyone that's out, do this safely. But Jake from the East Side said, as a guy who's out delivering pizzas right now, I appreciate the message about a conditions percentage bump there for a tip. And if you're out there and you are in the service industry, delivery, or any of those sorts of things, or if you're out there salting the roads, plowing the roads, any of those sorts of things, shoot us a text when you can, if it's safe, and do talk to text or whatever, and we'll give you a shout out on the air, because obviously the people out there plowing, the people out there making sure that if we need power, we still have power, the people out there salting, the people out there delivering food, all those sorts of things. Like, thank you. Because it's, we don't want to go out and do it. Matt and I are sitting at our homes. You guys, you people are out there, giving us food and making sure the roads are safe. So thank you for that. So if you do text in on the Carlos Talking text on 844-770-3776, this is more. We'll definitely give you a shout out on the air for that.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of snow days.
True. As Matt's like, I'm warm in my sweatshirt. I got to get down to my t-shirt.
I wish that was the case. First, a little peel back behind the curtain. I wear my earbuds like you have in right now, and they're like, oh, sound quality's not great, Matt. Maybe you should get some wired earphones. And then I go out and get myself some wired headphones that you guys can do, and you're like, now the sound quality, it's rubbing on your sweatshirt. I don't think I can deal with that.
Matt, I would say just have better things, because I don't know if it's my phone or if my AirPods, but Ryan actually said, you sound great today.
It does sound pretty good. I'll be honest, Matt.
The sound is good. The voice itself sounds tired and run down and borderline sick, but your sound quality is a lot better than mine, I imagine.
Ow, sorry. Stinging from that backhanded compliment there. So, full disclosure, I was asking Ryan, like, hey, can we maybe just plan on doing this again tomorrow? Because I don't want to. I already felt bad about Monday, where I was like, I didn't feel like I was sick. I didn't feel great on Sunday. We talked about that, but Monday I didn't think I was sick. And then obviously I kind of fell off a cliff quickly after the show. So I was like, I hope I don't get anyone sick. So then I was like, you know what? I probably, with this cough that hopefully nobody's hearing, I'm trying to, but if you're watching on the YouTube stream, you've probably seen me cough. So I was like, maybe I won't come in tomorrow either. I got the Jump Around podcast. You can vote for that for best local podcast at Madison Magazine, Channel 3000, Best of Madison. Obviously, while you're there, vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly for the best radio team as well. But we got that show tomorrow, and I was like, you know what? Probably just going to work from home again, so I don't bring this into the office, because then I would have, like, that'd be a legitimate gripe that people would have against me.
I don't want you to get me sick. I've got some big stuff going on next week that I can't be sick for. So keep your germs at home. We can manage this way.
I remember, Matt, how nervous the entire office was before you went to the Olympics, because it was around COVID. It was in the COVID time. And we all were very much of like, Matt, if you're not comfortable, stay home. Like the whole time frame, and all of us were like, even if we like had a minor little like a dry cough, we're like, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't go into the office. Nobody wanted to be the person that kept Matt Hamilton out of the Olympics.
Yeah, and especially that, like, this, who knows? I there's no guarantee I win this one. At that point, I was going. Like, I was definitely going. So if you get me sick, I'm like, what the heck? So you're right. You're right. I bet that's a lot of added stress you guys had to deal with that I appreciate.
Yeah, honestly, that would have been one of the most unforgivable things out there, even if it was an accident. Honestly, it's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode of like, if you got, it's like when I think Larry David like stretched his legs out at a Laker game and tripped Shaq. It was like obviously a bit in Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is, if you don't know what that is, that's just more of like an edgier version of Seinfeld, a less sitcom-y version of Seinfeld. So that's honestly what we're trying to avoid there with Matt Hamilton. Matt, on the other side, we're going to kind of take a shorter segment here. We're going to talk about winning. Aaron Rodgers was called out for not being a winner. I want to know exactly what being a winner means. How much because there's a case to be made if you're talking about playoff success as opposed to regular season success. And so is winning defined by winning is honestly the easiest way to do it. Because if it is, and how much winning do you do at the highest level? I think it's fair criticism. And so I love this conversation, because for me, I'm fine as long as everyone's held to the same standard. Like, we can't just loop Dan Marino into this thing as a winner. He never won anything. So does that make sense? We can talk about it more, but like for me, it's about the standards. Just like with the NBA, talk about winner, talk about Jordan and rings. Like, there's a standard. We can't just change it. And so that's why I want to have the conversation about Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Some of these, like how much falls on the QB for being a winner. We'll talk about that next, and we'll also talk about it with Tauscher later in the show. So Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Heart-shaped pizzas from Pizza Hut are waiting for you. This isn't just dinner, it's a love story told in cheese, sauce, and a perfectly shaped crust. Only here for a limited time, the heart-shaped pizzas are the perfect way to say I love you without saying a word. Starting at just $13.99, it's cheaper than flowers and way more delicious. Order yours today at pizzahut.com before they're gone. Pizza Hut. Love at first slice. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Come see Pal at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show February 14th through the 16th. Learn about our incredible design team with an ability to customize windows to match your unique home. Pal Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is now offering windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Rest easy with our 10-year installation warranty. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a complimentary DesignWorks consultation and a Pella Care inspection. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Low carbonation, high flavor. A match made in cocktail heaven from Carbless handcrafted cocktails. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. Carbless is made right here in the great state of Wisconsin and satisfies that cocktail that you've been craving. The refreshing fruit flavors like lime and black raspberry and classic cocktail flavors like margarita and Moscow Mule are go-tos in the Nortman estate. And now, Carbless will be introducing new flavors. I can't wait to try them. Make sure you pick up Carbless on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Mark your calendars. Professional volleyball is coming to Madison with First Serve on January 17th. Led by Madison's newest pro team, Love Madison Volleyball. Get ready for nonstop action as some of the world's best players take the court. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison is ready to compete for the season's first championship title. Get your tickets now for this historic first season. Visit lovb.com today. Volleyball is the next major league.
Professional volleyball is coming to Madison. Hi, I'm Lauren Carlini, Olympic medalist, proud Badger alumni, and now founding athlete of Madison's newest professional volleyball team, Love Madison. I'm excited to invite you to our inaugural season where we will be playing at the Wisconsin Fieldhouse and Alliant Energy Center starting January 25th. Visit lovb.com to get your tickets for Love Madison's historic first season in 2025. Volleyball is the next major league.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly It continues. Primetime Horse. I'm at the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Matt Hamilton. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
Hey, on a snow day.
All right. And I said it like that because I only heard on a snow day. So I don't know if that wasn't coming back to me or what. But
sometimes fat fingers don't always work. I'll just say that.
So hopefully everyone has the opportunity to crush a Coors Light at home currently. I'll tell you this, especially not feeling 100%. I'm not looking forward to having to clear my driveway and such. But I did make the smart decision. I won't name the brand, but I did buy a giant snowblower because this guy ain't shoveling. No, it's not happening anymore. I'm over that because I'm also on the cul-de-sac corner. So I gotta go. I got so much sidewalk to shovel, and then I know it's not their fault, but I get so mad at the road plows because they build an impossibly high mountain at the bottom of your driveway that if you don't have a snowblower for, it honestly, you just want to give up life. I've honestly taken my truck, my big blue truck from Simmons Chevy in Mount Horeb, and just throwing it, like just dig it out a little bit, like just throw it in reverse, 4-wheel drive, and just muck around at the bottom of my driveway just to flatten it. Because one, I hate the cold. I hate snow. I don't want to be out there. So anything I can do to make that less of a job. And I'm also not in this, like, I'm in the good enough category for the driveway and the sidewalk of like, you can get by. It's fine. Like I'm not taking it down to the cement. It'll melt. You can walk by. Move along.
That's fair. I mean, the sidewalk thing is fair. I get
What
that.
about your driveway? Like, do you try to, like, I go over it with the snowblower. The snowblower has like a little bit of like a rubber piece at the bottom to keep it from scraping. So there's always like a little bit of snow underneath, like less, I don't know, 1/4 inch or whatever. That just stays. What am I, insane? I'm going to go out there with a shovel? This isn't a haircut. Like, I don't need perfection.
Yeah, I haven't used a snowblower since like the year I moved in. I had like a cheap one that my parents had, and we had like honestly, I'm kind of nervous about going down the hill with it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I slip and slide going left and right, so like I've got a technique to shovel it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to maybe like fall back and then somehow get my foot under it. So I just shovel. I turn my watch on and I log it as a workout, and I just shovel the driveway. And yeah, I'll do it again before I go to curling later tonight. And it is what it is, you know. Like,
so it's honestly, I like mowing the lawn, and if it's like a one-time shovel, I'll get out there and shovel. But like with this, to shovel and then I'm also going to let it accumulate as much as possible. So that's the other positive with the snowblower is that like pile it up. I want to do this one time.
It works better when it's piled. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I want this one and done. So I hate, especially when you shovel, it's like you shovel and then it's like, I got to go back out and do it again. Like if you mow the lawn, you don't have to go back out for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I already shoveled
my neighborhood's getting one shot. I'm shoveling the
Mm-hmm.
stuff one time and then that's it.
I'll probably end up shoveling 3 times this today and tomorrow, like in the morning.
Yeah, I don't miss those days. That's horrible. You gotta
The
get up
bright
early
side,
and do
though,
it.
Jim, I got one of those, like, you know, when you go to the hockey games and they got like the skating crew that all go in in a line and they kind of like have it organized. They're probably like 24, 35 and like pretty wide blades. I got one of those shovels. So when it's like nice and powdery like that, it is pretty easy. As long as you're not like ripping into a crack, like you can go pretty quickly. Like I'm half jogging on the parts where I know my driveway is very smooth.
Right, but your driveway is also blacktop, right?
Yes. I got
mine's cement,
asphalt.
so it has.
Yeah, you have the grooves.
Part.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Makes it that makes it a dangerous game.
Yes. And honestly, it's one of those things like stubbing your toe. If you're pushing the shovel and you get caught and it rams into your chest,
or you're holding it a little lower.
Oh yeah. But the level, lower is pain. Chest is anger. Like if it's lower, you're like, oh my God, I have to take a break. Chest is like, I am so gosh darn mad right now. I want to snap this thing in half.
Yeah.
It's just like stubbing your toe kind of thing. Yeah.
But highly recommend those ultra wide bladed snow shovels because it has been a game changer for my house. I used to have like a normal like 18-inch blade and do this whole driveway solo. So like the fact that I got a 36-inch wide shovel right now just changes my life.
Ben in Madison chimes in. You know you live in Wisconsin when you tune in and the crew is talking about shoveling and frequency during a snowstorm. Hey man,
Felt
you
like
know
Green
what?
Bay to me.
We wanted to talk about winning, and we will. And I want to talk about it for a minute before we go to break and talk to Tauscher about winning. But like, look, man, this is what we're doing. And I know Ben is agreeing with it. Like, we'll talk about every man. Like, we're all dreading or are sopping wet from having to be out there already, or dreading to have to go back out there. It is horrible.
Yeah,
but
who's got the biggest shovel blade? Let me know. 36 inches.
Okay.
It's not so much the size of the shovel blade. It's
how you
the
use
efficiency of how you use it.
Take that for data.
Or you get a gas-powered one and take care of business real quick.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
That's the thing. You blew all your resources on a gas-powered one. Not to be confused with another game.
I have plenty of resources. 844-770-3776. I am jealous. You get into the snowblow game, though. My neighbor's got a bigger one now, and I'm like, oh, man, I should have gotten a bigger.
You should have got a nicer one. Does yours have the tank tracks on the side, or is it just wheels?
No, tank tracks.
Wheels. Tank tracks?
No.
Oh,
yeah.
I would feel comfortable doing that on my driveway.
Yeah, no, it was an
I feel
investment.
like that would have grip.
Yeah, no, it was
No
an investment. It is also, though, like, when you have to, even with, like, the motorized part, when I have, like, my, some of the sidewalk goes uphill, that's still a push. Like, that's still, like, okay. Especially with not feeling well. That's gonna turn the legs a little bit of a pushing the like football pushing the slide a little bit.
Okay.
Because the wheels spin because it's kind of snowy. So yeah, life's hard. All right. So winning. I want to hear Evan Cohen talking about Aaron Rodgers and winning and just in general.
I don't consider Aaron Rodgers, he's not a loser. I don't look at him, when I think of Aaron Rodgers, winning is not the first thing that comes to my mind.
Really? I mean, he won a Super Bowl.
I understand that.
As a wild card.
No, he's a first ballot, unanimous Hall of Famer. If you don't vote Aaron Rodgers in the Hall of Fame, that's a major problem. He is phenomenal at his job. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. When I think of winner, it's almost overachieving a little bit. Like Jalen Hurts to me is a winner. Tom Brady's a winner. These are people that I look at and I say, there's no justification for them to have won as much as they've won. When I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of a talent more than a winner. And I'm not trying to knock Rodgers. I'm just saying, when I think of all of the things about Aaron Rodgers, all of his greatness, being a winner is not the first thing that comes to mind.
I'm going to let you react to that, and then we got to take a break to get to Mr. Mark Tauscher. But Tom Brady, number 135 playoff wins. Mahomes 17, Montana 16, Bradshaw 14, Elway 14, and Peyton Manning 14. I would say unquestionably all of those you would without a doubt call a winner. Ben Roth, and they all have, I believe every one of them have 2 Super Bowls. John Elway have 1 or 2. I feel like he got a second one.
He has 2.
Yeah, so all of them have multiple Super Bowl victories. And then you got Roethlisberger, Favre at 13, and then Aikman, Staubach, and Rodgers at 11. So with, I believe, obviously Aikman, I would put Aikman as a winner because he's got so many Super Bowl wins, but I'd put Favre and Rodgers in the same category. So if you were going off like playoff wins and Super Bowls, there's a case to be made from Evan there.
Yeah, and I think like I get where his head's at. Like winning is more than being a winner is more than just playoff success. There's regular season things, and then also how you carry yourself. And again, Rodgers hasn't necessarily done that great, but like winner, I feel like is kind of such a subjective thing. Like, what do you think a winner is? If you're going to go off playoffs, if you want to set a line and say, how do you do in the playoffs? Then no, Evan Cohen's right. Aaron Rodgers is a talent, but he's not a winner. But
so Matt, you could go be a winner. You go to Ho Chunk game in Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single week in the Ho Chunk game in Madison. But Matt, I think it's also very sport dependent. And like, for example, your sport in the Olympics, any Olympian, whether team Olympian or individual Olympian, I'm going to set aside USA basketball because it's just different. But otherwise, like, you're a winner. If you've won a gold medal, I don't care what you do in the Team USA nationals or other tournaments or international stuff, or what you do at other Olympics. If you won a gold medal, you're a winner. If you go I think of was it Dan Jansen? I believe that's the ice skater who finally got a gold medal his last time. He is a winner forever now. It doesn't matter. He filled all the other ones. So I think it is sport dependent. We can talk to Tauscher about this on the other side. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. 20-year James client Daniel Bertelson, CEO at Remax Preferred.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Local reliability and consistency has also had a positive impact for Baker Manufacturing. Purchasing Manager Jennifer Wilger.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
And Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance, also depends on the reliability and consistency of local service from James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Dane County's largest selection of the all-new 2025 Equinox has arrived at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Lease the 25 Chevy Equinox LT for just $299 per month. New colors, more storage, and all-new tech. 36-month, 30,000-mile lease. Must qualify for lease loyalty or conquest rebate. $19.95 due at signing plus taxes and fees. To approved credit through GM Financial. No security deposit. Visit Zimbrick Chevrolet Sun Prairie and ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Offer ends March 3rd.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good.
Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane.
I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
I don't know if they're a Final Four team, and maybe this is just setting the bar a little low for me ever since I've watched the Badgers, since I've covered the Badgers. I think just making it to the second weekend. Obviously, you want to go all the way, but just make it to the Sweet 16.
If they make the Sweet 16 this year, it's an A+. Like, it is an A+ season for Badger basketball if they make the Sweet 16.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates National Girls and Women in Sports Day. All month long, celebrate with ESPN Wisconsin's special program, Lead Her Forward, hosted by Jen Latta and Michelle Smallman, presented by Love Madison Volleyball. Celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day on ESPN Madison and Wisconsin On Demand.
Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
What did you call yourself, Thundercat?
Well, I appreciate it, Thunder.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues. Primetime Wallersheim, the star of the show, because he went to the Everlight Solar studio and is actually making the show go. Matt Hamilton and me, Jim Rutledge, we are at our homes. We are presented by Coors Light. So, Mark, we'll start with this. Are you on the road, or are you safe at home?
Yeah, I'm on the road. Have you guys not lived in Wisconsin? Hamilton, you live on ice. Literally, you make a living on ice, and you're telling me you can't drive, 10 minutes into the studio?
Well, honestly, that wasn't the issue. I've got a loaner car right now that is not all-wheel drive like my current car. Well, so one, and two, I have curling league tonight at 6:30. I wasn't sure with all the other drivers on the road if I was going to make it to league in time from being downtown. So there was two reasons behind it.
I'm
safety
sick.
first.
I'm not trying to bring my sickness into the office, so that's why I am at home.
Thanks for being so selfless, Jim. That's good. That's
really
great of you.
That's what people say about me. People like me to say
that's all I hear is that man Rutledge is selfless. So that's great. You guys, kudos to both of you for being smart and selfless and safe.
Selfless, selfish. One of those two.
Whatever. Yeah.
And also, Mr. Rookie Skill QB guy. Amen. Mark, with the quarterbacks here. So KBN put out a poll, and they were asking, hey, which quarterback would you want over the next 5 years? Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, or Mr. Jordan Love. And for me, these guys are all hitting their prime, so past performance does, I think, something we can count on for future success for these guys. And I look at this that as of today, the resumes say that Jordan Love is the fourth best QB out of his draft class. And honestly, I don't see that changing because Justin Herbert has almost the same winning percentage with a longer track record of success. And now he actually has a coach in Jim Harbaugh that he'll have for a while. Jalen Hurts has moved himself out of that conversation. So has Joe Burrow. So for me, it comes down between Justin Herbert and Jordan Love. And Justin Herbert with Jim Harbaugh and his past success, despite having 4 coaches and 5 OCs, seems like a guy that I'd bet on over Jordan Love. But who would you pick as your QB over the next 5 years out of that group?
I think your initial assessment is probably fair. There's no doubt Joe Burrow was a stud this year. And obviously Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl. So, I could sit here and be all homerish and say, I tell Jordan Love. But I think the Justin Herbert, Jordan Love comparison, I think they're both really at a similar spot, right? I think, obviously Justin has played more, but I think Jordan Love, I don't think either of them have separated themselves from the other. They're kind of in that second, third tier of quarterbacking. If you want to put Mahomes kind of up at that top, I would say that they're in that position where you still feel really good about where they're at. You think they're going to get a lot better, but they need to prove it on a consistent basis. And until they do that, I think there's always going to be some question marks where I think those other guys have probably squelched all of that. When you look at Joe Burrow, everybody knows he's a dog. Jalen Hurts just won a championship. So I think those two have kind of elevated themselves, even if they maybe had already done that. And I think Jordan Love and Justin Herbert both have a lot to prove over the next couple of seasons to kind of get into that same position.
Yeah, I was kind of with you. I still think Herbert has just the yards alone. I did attribute it to more starts and better wide receivers than Jordan Love has currently had. But I agree with you. I think that I put them at 3A, 3B, very close. This next year is going to be a pretty big indicator on what quarterback is better. I kind of want to pivot off these quarterbacks. What is with all the rumors of players? First of all, Keyshawn Nixon recruiting players to the Packers. And then Wilde said that Adams was open to the idea of coming to the Packers. What's up with that?
Yeah, that was about as lukewarm of a topic. Devontae, I think he's going to be out of New York. And then it comes back to, and I said that this morning, I don't know if either side won that trade. I mean, obviously Devontae got paid and Green Bay. I don't know if either side won. And very rarely in life you kind of get to right a wrong and you get to kind of go back on maybe something that you regret and completely flip it. I think both sides have that opportunity. Now, whether or not Devontae wants to go back out west, I don't know. That's also been reported. But Devontae was going to try and find a place that he can win a Super Bowl. He's been in Green Bay. They've been close. It could be a perfect way for him to kind of close that circle on his career. So I've been very upfront. I want him back. I think he brings a lot to the table. He's still a really good player, and he could really help these young guys. I think the wide receiver position, we had high hopes. I feel like it was a very disappointing season from a production standpoint for almost all of them. And Devontae could come in and I think really help kind of bridge that gap and be that number one receiver to kind of help get this offense back on track.
And I want to switch it back to the quarterback stuff because Evan Cohen and quarterbacks will make.
Well, you guys playing volleyball over there, huh? You're at different spots. You guys, I want to go here. Huh?
Yeah. Well, and Matt doesn't want to talk about quarterbacks because obviously Jordan Love isn't where he wants him to be yet. And then obviously he doesn't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and what Evan Cohen had to say about Aaron Rodgers. So let's play that audio, and then I want your reaction to it.
Okay.
I don't consider Aaron Rodgers, he's not a loser. I don't look at him, when I think of Aaron Rodgers, winning is not the first thing that comes to my mind.
Really? I mean, he won a Super Bowl.
I understand that.
As a wild card.
No, he's a first ballot, unanimous Hall of Famer. If you don't vote Aaron Rodgers in the Hall of Fame, that's a major problem. He is phenomenal at his job. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. When I think of winner, it's almost overachieving a little bit. Like Jalen Hurts to me is a winner. Tom Brady's a winner. These are people that I look at and I say, there's no justification for them to have won as much as they've won. When I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of a talent more than a winner.
What do you think, Mark?
I heard Evan's rant on this today. He said Peyton Manning was, I don't know if he said loser, but he said, I understand the crux of what he's saying, but what he forgets about Aaron Rodgers is nobody wanted him. Purdue sent him a note that he wasn't good enough. He had to go to JUCO. So we all see that he has this great talent. He had to sit 3 years at Green Bay. He fell in the draft. So this whole idea that he was crowned some great player is complete hogwash. And Evan is just selectively picking out data because he ended up being a 4-time MVP. He was the underdog. He was too small. He didn't get one college D1 offer. So let's just, I think sometimes we get so over the top on things. Aaron Rodgers had a career that most people wouldn't even dream of having. And yes, he worked to become one of the most talented throwers of the football. And yes, it'd be great if he had another couple championships. We can all agree on that. But this idea that you don't think he's a winner or that he didn't overcome stuff, like that's just complete rubbish. Rubbish.
I love it. Rubbish. I want to follow up. I want one more thing here, though. The Jets basically told him, according to Diana Rossini, who's pretty well respected in NFL reporting circles, that, hey, the Pat McAfee show, not going to happen if you're going to play for the Jets. And I actually said the day before that I think any team signing him would say, hey, you can come play for us, but you can't do the Pat McAfee show, in large part because his play and his level of commitment to teams doesn't necessarily allow him to cash that check to be doing the Pat McAfee show. Do you think every team that is interested in signing him is going to have those restrictions written in there about, hey, you got to show up to X amount of training camp stuff and you got to stop doing the Pat McAfee show? Do you think those things will be in place for any contract that Aaron Rodgers has in the NFL going forward?
Yeah, I just don't get that. I mean, I think every quarterback that I know does some kind of radio show. Now, obviously McAfee's a big deal, no doubt. And he says things that, make a lot of news. So I understand that concept. But I think everybody last year was like, this wasn't Rodgers like his last year in Green Bay where he didn't come to hardly anything. He was at everything. He was to all this involuntary stuff. So that story, and I respect Diana Rossini, and I totally believe what she's reporting. And if that's the case, that to me is you don't want him back. If Aaron Rodgers was still playing at a really high level and everybody wanted him, the Jets would say, yeah, we want to work through. We need you here. We got a new system, all this other stuff. That, to me, is the easy way for the Jets to say we're moving on. That's all that is to me. I don't think all of the other stuff I think is, I'll use rubbish again. I think it's rubbish.
He did miss mandatory. He did miss mandatory time for a
But
Egypt.
Jim, he was at every involuntary thing too. So he put that out there, and I still think that was the beginning of the end with Bob Saleh when they made that thing public, because he was there from, I think, late March and through everything, and he missed to go on a trip that he planned. And would most people do that? No. But I think that whole thing got blown way out of proportion. The other time, his last year in Green Bay, when he wasn't at stuff, I think that you could be more critical of with the new players and all that. I don't see this. I thought that was all. That to me is just we are going to move forward with a different set of quarterbacks. Thank you for your time here. And this is a way to kind of help extinguish that fire.
I think it's a way to make Aaron Rodgers be the bad guy as opposed to the Jets trying to be the bad guy. The Jets doing something that they think is better for their team by saying, hey, no distractions. If Rodgers says, I'm going to leave because I want to do this, it basically is the Jets trying to guard themselves from bad publicity regardless of how you feel about it.
No Jets fan, nobody wanted him back. What bad publicity?
Yeah,
nobody was
no
afraid
publicity.
to be the bad guy.
I don't know. Yeah, and by the way, the Jets
putting ultimatums on how you come back.
Yeah, I think that's
Mark's
all.
right. They don't want him back, but they weren't afraid of bad publicity. Yeah.
So just tell him.
Publicity is if he returns.
So just say it.
You just want to move along, and the fact that they did this over the Super Bowl. Normally that stuff happens before the combine, and you start getting together. The Jets are like, we're done. Let's move along, and let's get this out here when there's a lot of other football news, and we'll just move along.
Yeah, it probably would have been better just to say move along than say you can come back on these conditions.
See, I just think he's not good enough. I think every team that we're going to sign him are going to start writing in conditions because he's not good enough anymore to be the guy he's been. The distraction he's been.
Well, it's like every other business. If you're super productive and you have a big value to an organization, you will work through to do that. If you don't, you get moved along. And the NFL is a cold-hearted business. And rarely, usually you don't see guys do this, but I said that this earlier this week. Tom Brady found that out, how cold this business is, when he becomes a free agent and he only had 2 or 3 teams out of 32 that were interested in him. I think that was I cannot believe. I remember some of the quotes. Are you really sticking with that blanking guy over me? It is a humbling business, and very few guys don't get humbled when they play in the NFL.
So, Mark, actually on that, with the retirement side of things, I was listening to Travis Kelce. He was asked about retirement, and his whole thing was like, hey, I know I can physically do it, but am I willing to put in all of the work and all of the effort and all of the mental and physical energy all the way up to and through season to actually do it? And if I'm not willing to, I can't change my teammates. Do you think Rodgers is having that same decision?
I don't know about Rodgers, but as you were just saying that, once you start having those feelings and those thoughts, it's over.
Yeah.
You don't know if you want to put the work in. You don't know that. It is a hard business, and you got to be all in on doing it. And I always say, once you start talking about retirement, you're already halfway there. And then when you start questioning if you want to do something, and there's players after tough losses, you're always more emotional.
Yeah.
So you'll give a little time. Hopefully, if Travis wants to come back and play, he'll take time, and by end of March, he'll kind of figure that piece of it out. But it is not and that's why when you get older, it gets more and more difficult. You have family, you have other things, other interests, and football always has to remain at the top of your list, or it will swallow you up.
Mark, Ryan said that we got to wrap it up there. So great stuff. Really appreciate you hopping on.
You bet. See you guys.
All right, that's Mark Tauscher, brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Madison's family-owned and Madison's custom jewelers. Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally, and safely with no drugs or injections, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, or exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can lose weight quickly and keep the weight off for good with an easy-to-follow maintenance plan that includes ongoing personal support. And our program costs half as much and works up to twice as fast than most other programs. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation now.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. This feels like the perfect time of year to share how much I loved my experience working with Madison Weight Loss. I was able to drop 40 pounds in 60 days. You might just love the natural, healthy approach to weight loss, too. Schedule a free consultation at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change, but Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
And you know what, guys? I got Throwing Stones for us today because while you guys were at home all day staying safe inside, me, and not only me, but Chrissy Birdsall here in the Everlight Solar Studio, holding it down, doing yeoman's work for you two, cutting clips, putting you on the air. Can you just give a thank you to Chrissy Birdsall for showing up today, taking the bus to come here in the snow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
I can't
did
believe
she take
that
the
you two.
bus or did she take an Uber? Because I know her game.
Bus.
Oh, okay. I remember last time you were on, you were explaining to us how you didn't want to stand in the cold and decided to take an Uber instead of the bus. So equally
Either way,
cold
Matt,
and snowy day.
she beats us in this, so you're going to thank her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I thank her every day she's in helping us out, making us look good. I just wanted to clarify the situation.
I didn't know Chrissy was in the Everlight Solar studio. Actually, I feel like this is on Ryan trying to take all the credit for being the guy that showed up at the office, and Chrissy's just in there.
You never ask. Come on. Don't put the producers in a corner, Jim.
Never ask.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't
You
have
are
any-
in a relationship. He's your producer.
I can't just guess at your feelings, Ryan.
You should. And Chrissy's too.
Perfect. Great. We'll add it to the list. Matt's already like 10 relationships. Can I just say this? I feel like we need Molly back on the show as a regulator. I feel like she just regulates the show, kind of balances us out a little bit. So Molly's back in a couple of weeks now. But if you need to protect your home or business, talk to our good friends at J&K Security Solutions. Whether it's control floor, home security, work security, fire protection at your work, J&K Security Solutions, locally owned, veteran-owned, family-owned business will help take care of you and your business. Drive safe. I'll probably be at home tomorrow, but maybe Matt will be in the office.
Maybe.
I have an excuse. I'm sick. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See?
When it comes to security for your home and family,